My name's Amanda Hamilton. I'm a nutritionist, I work in television, and I've got 4 children, 2 stepchildren and 2 little ones. Being a mum and working for anyone is a juggle, it's got to be said. I do have a very understanding husband, which makes things work much better. And we chose to live in quite a small community in Scotland, down by the beach. It's very easy living, so it's a nice place for the kids to be. And then I go off and work for intensive periods of time on television or whatever other projects. And it works for me. And I think it's important in the long term that your kids see you as a fulfilled individual as well as a parent, so fingers crossed they'll forgive me in the long term. The highs and lows of becoming a new mum, well, it's definitely more high than low, it's got to be said. But the first time round, anyway, I really didn't know an awful lot about babies. I think I'd held one before I'd actually had one. So I was a bit of a novice and there was a lot of learning along the way. And my first, she's called Jana, a little girl, beautiful little thing, but she had colic, and that was actually really quite challenging. But you know, the love sees you through everything, and it's only a small amount of time that you have with them at that little early baby stage, so you should really treasure it. I'd say the most challenging thing for me as a mum, in our case anyway, is the different needs of kids, because we've got 4 altogether at very different stages. So we've got 2 teenagers, got a girl who's just about turned 6, and she's, you know, it's the early school years, so that requires quite a lot of attention, and I guess them just growing up and becoming who they're going to be. And then we've got this 1-year-old little boy who tries to catch up with everyone else and flings himself off things and tries to open garden gates and that kind of thing. So it's a bit of a melee of different ages and sizes and shapes and needs all at the same time. With my kids, they were quite different right from the word off, in the sense that my daughter was born in Spain, so it was different straight away, and she was born in 4 hours, which is crazy for a first labour. It was quite dramatic, very, very quick, and that's pretty much how she's been ever since. Just sparky, headstrong, knows what she wants. My son, the new one, is probably more chilled out as a character. He moves about equally as much, but his birth was sort of dramatic as well, but in a different way, in the sense that I thought it was going to be very quick because of the first, and 2.5 days later he still hadn't turned up. We found out he was back to back with a cord around his neck, so we had to go to hospital in the end. But he was fine, and I think as a parent I was much more relaxed second time round, because you kind of know what to do. You can't learn how to parent from a book, you learn through experience, and maybe that's why he's more chilled out, I don't know. Well, with my daughter, Jana, just shortly after she was born, I kind of noticed this pattern developing where almost every night, bang on 6 o'clock, she just had this screaming match. And it was quite upsetting really, because I just didn't know what was going on. You know, I kind of feel that I did everything right. I was eating well, I was feeding her, I'm a healthy person. And because I was the first of my group of friends to have a baby, I hadn't really been around babies. It sounds kind of silly, but I just didn't know what was going on. And it was actually my mum, bless her, that came and said, I think she's got colic. And I'm kind of vaguely thinking, what's colic? I don't know what that is, but this baby won't shut up. And nothing I'll do is helping this situation. And it went on for about an hour and a half, 2 hours every night. So you're just exhausted. First and foremost, don't be a martyr. Don't think you know everything, and feel free to ask for help. Don't be ashamed or scared of asking for help at that time. Go and see your GP. Try a remedy out like Colief, where you're going to know within 7 days, is it down to a lactase deficiency? It will solve the problem. You'll know it's very common, it's not your fault, and you and the baby can be an awful lot happier as a result.